Hello, welcome everybody to Breaking the Wrestling Barriers with myself, SOS Rampage, and I don't even have to do the whole spell thing because, like, hey, look, it's on the thing. It's on the thing. If y'all want to figure it out, it's right there. This is there. And then this guy over here that's pointing.
This is SOS Farm.
Yeah,
the
points off. You guys can see it.
Yeah.
So we should, not just introduce ourselves like we just did, but explain, since this is the first episode, what we're doing here. So, and this is a, work in progress as far as our name is concerned, but the WFN, the Wrestling Fan Nation, Wrestling Fan Network, whatever we want to pitch it to, and the name of the segment that we're going to be doing every week is Breaking the Wrestling Barriers, because that's what this is all about. We hear all on the, wrestling internet and all sorts of everywhere in wrestling of, there's the line of AEW, there's the line of WWE, and realistically, we believe as fans that's not a line anymore, and it's getting broken down more and more every day.
The line is right here.
But it's getting broken down more and more every day, and it's very, very nice to see, as well as with these promotions working together, as well as fans just accepting that it's not one versus each other. We're all wrestling fans, and we all want to see good product, and there is good in both companies kind of idea. The thumbs, yeah. You can speak. Thumbs work too, but you can speak.
The thing is, I speak, but no one ever listens. So
okay, good job.
I'm being a visual person right now.
But this is just one of our, segments. We're trying to break more into the wrestling space. We're huge wrestling fans, and this is something that, we've dreamed about, kind of like, the wrestlers we see on TV, dreamed about our whole life. Yes, we'd like to be wrestlers. We'd like to do stuff like that. But even just covering it, and we do it every, we watch every little bit of everything. We'll watch random stuff. Thus, you'll see soon the recaps of the old, 1995 pay-per-views and wrestling that we're going through. So we figured we might as well just put this content out there and try to, break in as much as possible and see if anybody enjoys it. And if nobody does, then it's just for us. Hi, it's me. Yeah. But to get started with everything, we are going to go into the WWE product. So to put into perspective, we're going to be recording this from now on kind of on like the Thursday Eve or that Friday morning, so that we can be released before SmackDown and Rampage come out the night before. So all of our stuff that we will be talking about will be from the prior week's Friday activities going forward. So that's where kind of the perspective is and where we're going to be starting. Sometimes we'll start in AEW. Sometimes we'll start with WWE. If some people prefer one or the other, that's kind of, we'll go to wherever we start. It kind of just depends on the week. So this week we're going to be starting more on the WWE side of things. And this is also going to be not necessarily a breakdown for breakdown. Some of it will be on some of the shows, but some of them will just be kind of hitting those key points because, yes, we are just getting into this. We are not the top analysts. We understand that, like, our perspective is a fan perspective. This is not, a wrestler, a booker perspective where you can get in plenty of other places. So that's where the analytic breakdown isn't necessarily there on our perspective, and we wouldn't insult anyone to put that out there.
5 stars. Frog splash.
Yes. But a few of the key points, especially on SmackDown, that we'll be touching on is Nia Jax, new champion. As sad as SOS Farm is, the new champion Nia Jax was brought out there on her new throne, which was a cool sight to see, and the crown that she got made. It all works well with her new character. It's really, I'm curious to see how much they're putting on Nia and how much this is just trying to build Tiffany up into that feud to take it from her. It seems a little bit of a mix of both, but they are setting her up to have a feud against Michin. Hope I'm saying that right. Mia, yeah. We know who she is.
Michin.
Huh? Michin?
Yes.
Okay, Michin.
Mia.
Mia. But it should be a good start-off match, and, that's a perfect feud for her to kind of start off with. I'm sure they'll culminate it at Bash. It seems like a nice little win to get Nia rolling a little bit. Anything on the Nia Jax?
I'm down with Queen Nia. I liked her before she left. I like her more that she's come back. I don't like that she beat Bailey, but Bailey's such a giving person, you know. Some people just want other people to shine, so they'll sacrifice themselves, and I understand it. But the Tiffany
And I
Stratton,
think it really does.
I don't know
Okay.
if I want the Tiffany Stratton thing to end just yet. I kind of like the Queen and Princess thing they got going on. It makes me giggle.
Okay. I mean, I can see some, room to grow there. Maybe even a tag team title. Get Nia a double championship for a little bit. It would be kind of interesting to see. As far as another,
It works very well with both of them because they're both very character heavy. So like the longer it goes on, it's just gonna establish background for both of their characters.
yes, especially with Tiffany being so new and not coming back, and it being kind of that struggle a little bit.
Yes.
But as far as also going forward into their next feud, that seems kind of like a layup feud for them. LA Knight's also challenging, or other way around. Santos is challenging LA Knight. And it just seems like one of those feuds that we're just kind of trying to establish LA Knight as this top star that they've been trying to do for a while now. Getting this U.S. title on him and getting him a long run with it is definitely going to help. But I do think that there needs something else if we're really trying to elevate LA Knight to that next level. The U.S. title and having a strong run with it's going to help, but it's not going to get that what he could have been.
LA Knight, man, he was on a cruise to paradise until old Phil came back and threw off that momentum. I think there's something
He's
there.
He's still got the momentum. It's WWE's not running with it.
Yeah, he hit a speed bump, a CM speed bump. I think there's something there in the future. Yeah.
That's that we'll get on that when we get to Monday night. It's Phil, but since you like to just kind of rub things in there, I get to do the same kind of thing with you here. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade have had quite a feud on SmackDown. They've had some great matches. I can see that face trying not to change as much as possible.
I'm doing my Mercedes right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's really good for Andrade when he came back.
Great. Oh, man. Escobar. Huh? I tell you, that Santos Escobar, he tears up every match he's in.
That's Andrade, it's not Santos. We're just not talking about.
Andrade's even better than Santos. I thought we were talking about
and
Santos.
then Carmelo Hayes, he's got a bright future as well.
Who?
Carmelo Hayes. He's got a bright future.
I don't know her.
I don't know her. Moving on. That's former speed champion or actual speed champion. I can't remember. But either way, so there was also some progression in the Cody Rhodes and KO storyline where I like it, but it feels like this isn't KO. Feels like this is...
They're forcing this on him. He even's like, I don't want to be the number one contender. There's other people back there, and they're like, no, it's you. They're forcing it on him too.
Like old KO would have turned on Cody and made this fun, at least for a little bit. I don't know.
Well, they need
the way it's written, but you know, it's hard to see. Of like that old KO would have definitely when Cody turned his back would have gotten a little
hit
him with the belt. But you know,
no, you're right, man. Now that you mention it, I do miss the old KO.
Yeah, and I think we'll get it at some point. I think there needs to be a breaking point for it, but it's nice to see that they're gonna get their match, but I think there could be a lot more out of it if they let him run with it a little bit. But I also think that KO knows that this is like a, Bash at Berlin. Woo! It's not like a big pay-per-view. It's just kind of like a sideshow.
Yeah, he's not going to be into the build-up, but he'll be into the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, we need that old KO. I mean, I like chill Kevin, but we need
chill Kevin. Chill Kev.
We need a little chaos. We need chaos, Kev.
Okay, chill Kev.
Yeah, Chill Kev and Chaos.
He's turning into Kevin Nash slowly. Chill Kev. As he gets older.
We don't need that. Just to be about the money?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Sammy will be a Scott Hall. Will be great.
Oh, no. Don't take their passion. They still love this.
Last thing that kind of happened to culminate on SmackDown was Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. Kind of, it's showing more and more what Paul Heyman had said, and it's funny because like if you see the interview that Paul made, I want to say it was like 6 months ago or a year ago. He was like, "Yeah, we're a third of the way into the Bloodline storyline," and then he said it like recently, like a day ago. Yeah, we're a third of the way. How many thirds of this Bloodline storyline do we got here, Paul?
And 6 months ago, he was saying we're only halfway through. And that was like building up to WrestleMania.
And now we're a third of the way through again. It's just like, I don't know if he's like, oh, there's more Samoans back here. Okay, we could build out some more here.
Well, if we're going by how many Samoans are in this family, we're only 1/8 of the way through. And hold on. I didn't think I'd have to use this. I have to do no Steiner math. But there's a lot of Samoans in that family, man.
There are a lot.
Now, and a bunch of them have twins.
They all seem to wrestle.
That's a cheat code. Oh, here's my triplets. 3?
But it is very interesting to see. I did see somebody bring this up of the fact that the top storylines in WWE right now are over a bracelet and a leg. That's the most important things in WWE right now.
Leg? Who's leg?
A Lua leg? I don't know.
Oh, the leg.
The leg, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know what they call it. I know it's called something else. It's like a Ula or something.
Ula Fala?
Yeah, Ula Fala. Like it's interesting that like no one cares about like the belts are. Don't worry about them.
Hey man, emotions.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see Jacob Fatu working with that boot. It must not be that bad of an injury, and I mean he is also an insane athlete. So.
Yo, can you imagine getting a super kick with a boot like that?
I mean, he didn't kick him with the boot. He kicked him with the foot, but
not yet. Not yet.
He's gonna knock somebody out.
He's gonna clobbermeister somebody with that thing.
I can only imagine because I know when I like broke my wrist, that when I would accidentally hit people with that, they'd be like, "What the man? Come on! I didn't even try."
Hey, this isn't ballet.
No, but going on over to Monday night, we are establishing the Randy Orton and Gunther rivalry a little bit more because that's everyone's. Now that the big show's on Wednesday nights, that's everyone's first feud is with Randy Orton when you win the world title.
You can't turn Randy Orton into Dolph Ziggler.
You win the world title, you got to fight Randy Orton.
As long as Baron
They
Corbin,
almost did it with Cody, but now they're like, wait, there's a story there. We can wait here.
As long as Baron Corbin is on that roster, you cannot turn Randy Orton into Dolph Ziggler.
Baron Corbin's not on that roster. He's on NXT's roster, sir.
He's on SmackDown. He's tagging with Apollo Crews.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, moving on. Randy Orton did have a good match with Kaiser, who apparently Undertaker is like, this is the guy. He wrestles real well. I mean, sure. I don't see anything. WWE is one of those things where in the machine, a lot of them wrestle well. I don't see the huge difference in a lot of them. It's like you guys are all
for me. He's got like that Finlay and Regal style where it's like stiff, but it's not like unsafe. It's like he's gonna make contact. And you know those old school guys, they like that. They're like, oh yeah, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Right. I do definitely. Speaking of that old school style, and the Sheamus Pete Dunne match, that finish was beautiful. Like having him put his hand inside of that middle turnbuckle, and then having Pete Dunne working on the hand, and then Sheamus just going Hulk mode, rah, just Celtic or the what's it called, the road kick, like right off of it. It's like that's what we needed. We talk about old KO, we needed old Sheamus, and they've been slowly. I think since the Triple H era, he's trying to build back Sheamus to be that monster.
Banger after banger after banger. I've been saying this for years, yo. Sheamus be putting on some good ass matches. Like he may not have the best match, but I almost like put it to like a Chris Benoit back in the day. Like if you're doing something in the background and Sheamus is having a match, pay attention to the match because Sheamus is gonna give you a show.
Right. So I mean Pete Dunne's that same way, and having them both built back up is very, very nice to see as far as like, what's necessary.
That's an underrated feud.
moving on, we are going to go to the Final Testament in the New Day. This interesting development that we have going on with Mr. Woods and Odyssey Jones is. It's been. I think I saw a thing that said it's been 10 years. The New Day, and that's. I think it's time. I think I don't want it to be time, but if they're doing it, if they're signing off on it, then there's an idea. That's what I want to believe. After listening to the podcast as long as I have and listening to them talk, if they're going with the idea, there's something behind it.
Nah, man, come on, them's fighting words. Put them up. Come
You're
on.
telling me, okay.
I will fight for the New Day. Come on.
I'm gonna give you a scenario because this is what people are already not this whole thing, but they're pitching. You know, the only one that's going to be able to help this is Mr. Langston. Mr. Langston's going to have to come in and help out a little bit.
Go on.
And if he comes out and there's, oh yeah, no, we cool. This is my guy. He indoctrinates Odyssey Jones and Woods acts cool with it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, as they're walking away, Woods just hits E in the back.
All right.
And turns into this ultimate heel of we wanted E to come back for so long and do something, especially with them being friends, him knowing all right, I can't hit him here. Having some sort of any contact. If he hit E in any way, it would be
Dominic Mysterio level heat.
Mm-hmm. So that's why that is the way that I see it, and the way that Woods is kind of being about it, being I'm not about this, I don't know, and the facial expressions I'm reading, and you've seen Woods enough, that man wants to go heel at some point. He would have so much fun being a genuine heel and being that guy, that that antagonizer.
I'm looking for my wallet.
It would be great, and it's also what Kofi wants. Kofi wants to. That's the whole point of the New Day, is to get over E and Woods. He can't get over E right now because he's out. So the only one that has not had a world title run that they're trying to push for is Woods. And a heel Woods going all in, that's under this Triple H regime with 2 titles, with there being a world heavyweight title and a WWE title, it's a lot more likely.
Yeah, nah, you sold me on it. 10 years.
I don't want to see it necessarily, but that's if there's a scenario, I don't think that they're just going to do it to do it. This isn't the McMahon era. They're not. They have an idea.
Nah, you're selling me on it. I don't want to. I don't like the initial idea of it, but the long-term plan is for the better good. It's best for business. Damn.
Yeah, but moving forward, as well as best for business, we have Mr. Brooks and Drew in a strap match.
Drew McIntyre.
That's what it's. Yes, the DM Drew.
DM Hunk.
DM Hunk. Sorry, he'd say I'll get his name right.
Put some respect.
I don't know what more to say about this. You can talk about your man's Phil if you want. I'm over it.
What do you want me to say? He's the best in the world.
He was
over 10 years. This is over 10 years in the making.
How?
Because he was gone for 10 years.
We already did his first match back.
It doesn't matter. Everything he does for the next year is 10 years in the making.
I know.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm over it.
Drew is going to make Punk's body look like he was in a match with Gunther.
I hope so.
He's going to take his time. He's probably going to find new ways to use the strap. Yeah. Gross. And Punk's just going to have to suffer for leaving for 10 years again. This punishment is not over, Phil. Yeah. No, this punishment is not over, Phil.
No. It's got a couple more layers.
He's still got some mountain to climb before he gets back to flat surface. That'll be great.
Meh.
Meh.
Moving on to the triple threat tag title match with the women having Alba Fire and Isla Dawn go over again, but Damage Control, huge baby faces throughout the entire match, though, which is nice to see, and we've been kind of waiting for, as far as like we knew that heel run was only going to last so long for Damage Control. Do we still call them Damage Control? Are they? Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I stopped listening to you after you said Isla Dawn. Yes, they still are Damage Control, but now it's spelled with Japanese characters.
Okay, so it's just Asuka.
Yeah, it's a different under new management. Yeah,
under new management. Okay, but very interesting show. Anything more from WWE stuff throughout the week going into Bash?
Not that I can think of.
I mean, we'll cover it on another video.
Rhea, Damian, Liv, and Dominic.
Okay.
What about that?
Them? Well, what about it?
What's your thoughts on it?
It's still happening. It's still happening.
So, okay.
Can you tell us another thing that I'm done with?
Well, no. Who are you siding with in this rivalry so far, or right now?
Every evil part of me wants to say Dom. It's Dom. Yeah, Dom and Liv are kind
of. Yeah. I'm kind of riding with Dom and Liv too.
I mean, like, there's something. Don't get me wrong, and I loved them, and I saw them early on. There's something about Damian Priest that I don't know. Man.
Yeah.
Love Punishment Martinez. I like Damian Priest, but like he's not
the same
guy to me. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
I want him to be that guy. He's not that guy.
Yeah.
Dom's that guy. Dom's got that it.
What do you think Damian's missing?
I think a little bit more. There's that it factor that's 100% missing.
I think he has the it factor.
I think it's the talking. I think talking a little bit better. I think like being able to actually get heat like Dom does.
Yeah.
Like having that kind of experience is kind of crucial. Of like he can work great and he is a decent talker, but it's not like
he doesn't ever get a crazy reaction, either negative or positive.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where it sides with Dom on that whole kind of feud idea.
Yeah, I got you. I've been riding with Dominic Mysterio since 2005, bro.
Little Dom?
Yeah, man.
We were like the same age.
When he was backstage, same size he was. When he was backstage playing his PSP, I was like,
I was playing my PSP too.
Yeah, man.
Right.
I've been riding with him since day one.
Okay, one-ish.
Since Uncle Eddie took him to the playground. I remember that. It was a Thursday.
Yeah. Sure it wasn't a Friday yet?
No, SmackDown was, I don't know, it might have been a Friday.
I was going to say, you sure it wasn't a Friday yet?
I don't know. It was a long time ago, man. He got tattoos and shit now.
Mm-hmm. He got a whole wife and
whoa, and he got a wife, a girlfriend, and
and a mommy.
I hope he's making a lot of money. 18 years.
I'm gonna hop over the fence. Oh, crossing over the fence, crossing over the barrier. Oh man.
I don't know why I'm rowing a boat.
I don't know are you rowing to my side over here?
Maybe. I don't know. What's over there? You got sandwiches?
We got a sauerkraut sandwich.
I'm there.
But starting off like we did with WWE on the Friday, will be last Rampage. So the conglomeration beat Butcher and Turbo and Floyd.
Floyd,
yeah, Turbo, Floyd Magnum and Flash Turbo. They're 80s dudes. I don't know. They're something.
I didn't know his name was Floyd. I remember them.
The Outrunners. They're great.
Yeah,
love them.
Floyd.
And then the classic of Orange Cassidy, the chair spot. Come on now. When Mark Briscoe set up the chair spot and the man was sitting in the chair afterwards, James E, you could quote here, right? That's a great spot. I don't want to hear it.
He's going to get mad. And then Mark
just flipping over. It's great.
finger wagging right now.
But Mark went over with the J Driller. Nyla came out and she squashed the female that was with the
Floyd.
Outrunners, Erica Lay.
Her name was Floyd.
Her name was Floyd as well. Saraya cut a promo with Harley. Cameron called out Tony Storm. Yeah.
Yo.
That entire time.
Try to pay attention to anything that's going on with Harley Cameron on the screen.
Just back and forth, just in a U circle around her, just making little jabs. Just like, yeah. The best hype man ever.
Mm-hmm. That girl's going places.
But that set up the match for Dynamite. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian.
Don't forget his mama.
His mama was out there. He won with help from his mama.
Yeah, he better. She's a champion.
Kip Sabian needs a gimmick. Dad, he's fantastic.
He has
that match. That match with him and Nick Wayne was really good.
He has a gimmick.
He's not Chris Candido.
I wasn't talking about that. His gimmick is I'm trying to figure out my gimmick.
Okay, but still, very good match, and obviously it makes sense Nick Wayne go whatever. Scorpio Sky and a Private Party promo, which would be very interesting to see Scorpio Sky with Private Party. I mean, everybody needs something to do in that trio. Private Party needs something. Scorpio needs something. Let's see what happens. Kind of idea.
Yeah,
can't hate it. Kyle Fletcher and Roosh looked really, really strong against Rush
Hour.
Roosh Hour.
Oh,
Roosh.
Pronouncing it wrong.
Either way, they looked very, very strong with the Don Callis family, and
that was a good match.
It was a good match, and the promo was very strong, and you feel the fire, and that's why Roosh has got that kind of fire, and it is very nice to see if they let him go.
Well, I'll be.
And then the main event of that night was Top Flight, their new look and all sorts of pilot attire with Leo Rush on commentary.
The captain.
And they went up against MXM, Maximum Males, yes?
The former Maximum Male Models.
Maximum Male Models, yes.
Yes.
Which was a very good match as well, and they had most of the offense, if I'm not mistaken. It was the male models were
they were on the defense a lot.
So it was interesting to see kind of that. I know that they're mainly an ROH talent right now, so let's see how much Dynamite time they get and how much AEW time they get. But either way, it is going to be interesting to see. Going on over to Saturday night. my notes skipped off on Saturday night. I won't lie. That's a long show, guys. For perspective, in all honesty here, look, those tag matches were great, but I don't need 2 30-minute tag matches on a 2-hour show. I don't need it. I'm good, and I know I'm exaggerating on the.
We want an 8-man tag match that hour.
I know I'm exaggerating because I know Sammy and Dustin didn't go a full half hour, but it felt so long.
4-on-4 elimination style, a full hour. That's what we want, and lots of sauerkraut.
Lots of sauerkraut. But Sammy and Dustin winning the ROH titles is good. Makes Dustin a double champion. Gives Sammy something on the way back. The ROH champions, to be more specific, and then I think Dustin's the trios ROH champions. Yo, Tony, you got so many damn belts. I don't fucking know.
You can't stop the roll from collecting the gold, baby.
And it is a nice to see that, and it was in Texas, so it was where Sammy's from, was where Dustin's from, so it was a very, very good moment as far as that's concerned. It is really, really nice to see at Dustin's age being able to work the way he does, because he hasn't really lost any of it.
People have been saying that about Dustin for the last 15 years now, though.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he can still work at this rate at his age, and then 15 years later, it's still the same sentence. He's only improving.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to be nice going forward, as far as I think that both him and Cody not only have the wrestling acumen from Dusty, but they also, because of the time that they grew up and what they grew up seeing know the other side of the business, know that give back side of the business to like that's what's important. And I believe that both of them with the Nightmare Factory and all these other things that they're going to be giving back just as much as Dusty did for the next 20, 30. It's as long as they're alive, they're going to be giving back to wrestling because that's their love and what they like to do.
Oh yeah, baby. The wrestling business is in good hands.
Mm-hmm. And there's, I mean, I don't know how much you've seen in ROH. They just signed Little Roads, Dustin Sons.
Oh,
so
man.
That's going to be a whole. They're a tag team. They're like the Naturals or something like that, in homage to. I don't know if it's the Naturals. It's something in homage to Dustin. I just saw the article though that they just signed.
Cool.
Which is very, very interesting. So we got a whole nother baby road coming up, baby. Huh?
There's more than one royal family in wrestling.
Oh, good. But moving forward, we also did technically start off the night with Harley Cameron and Britt Baker, which once again, bravo, she takes over the screen when she goes out there. Harley, she does do a good job, but like she stays in your mind, and it's only going to get better over time. And I think AEW is one of those places where no matter what, if that happens, if you get a pop over time, you're going to get more TV time. Like the Zack Ryder effect, that is very much so a thing over there. The Matt Cardona effect.
I know that guy. I know that guy.
But like, if you get over, and you get to run with that getting over. You don't get to kind of push down. So I think she's going to end up, using that to get over herself. Yeah. And I mean, Britt obviously looks great in the match as well. And then Mercedes came out and looked strong with Camille. Camille is going to be an interesting new pickup for AEW as far as she seems like Jade, but not as green.
Yeah. Yo, and
that's the biggest difference.
That bro kick, that carbon footprint. Yo, Jade, let her have that. I'm sorry. Let her have
that. That's hers now. You won't get that back now.
And maybe Steve Blackman.
But
if he still do it? If he still does it, he can do it.
Did he do it? Did he do a carbon footprint? I don't even remember him doing one.
He did like a pump kick to your chest. It wasn't like a finisher. Yeah. But he can still. I'm not gonna tell Steve Blackman what kicks he can and can't do.
That's very true as well. We also had a very, very impressive match with Hologram and Angelico. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Angelico.
A lot of innovative moves. Angelico, the tall one.
That's what Tony Schiavone said.
I know. Tony, we just have to listen to whatever Tony says. I get you.
He has the experience. It's Angelico. With a J, a human J.
He probably did talk though. I think it's Angelico, but that's just me. That's just that's what I say.
I think it's.
But either way,
he moves.
Either way, the leg arm drag was great. He used his foot to do an arm drag. I've never seen that before. That was nuts. Him standing on Angelico's back and doing a Hurricane Rana was insane. Like he's definitely got a lot of potential there, and I think they're moving him up the right way and slowly kind of building him. Like we had said while watching, it's what they wanted to do with Sin Cara. It's 100% what they wanted to do with Sin Cara in WWE.
Yeah.
And then
but almost like Suicide and TNA.
No, Suicide. It's like a mixture.
Yeah.
But
maybe he'll become the greatest of all three.
Probably. But then after that, we had Claudio Castagnoli and Leo Rush in a really, really entertaining match. Leo doing his Leo stuff, Claudio doing his Claudio stuff. It's what you would expect out of the match.
Poor Leo. Leo has to do so many flips and escapes. Man, give this man a big
runs in a circle and then just gets runs in a circle 10 times and then just gets kicked in the face by Claudio and dies. That doesn't do anything.
Give this man a big bottle of water backstage when he's done, please.
Someone. And then they closed out the show, like I had mentioned, with the tag team. They had the Acclaimed and FTR fighting for the chance to fight it all in and then wrestling to a draw. So both teams go to All In.
Yay.
Yay.
No one wins.
Everybody wins. 50-50
No one
booking. Everyone wins. The fans win. The fans win.
5 more minutes.
No.
And then the Bucks denied it.
No, that's the other one. They did it twice in 1 week.
Oh.
We'll get to that on Dynamite, folks.
Excuse me for getting confused. Too much sauerkraut.
On Dynamite, we started off with the contract signing of Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. The fire that is, and I said this, of the difference between All In and SummerSlam. Yes, SummerSlam had the fire with Drew and Punk, but across the board, All In's fire with all of these main matches is, you can feel it. You can see it in the crowd. Like it's going to be a very, very fun night in a couple days. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that match in particular, I mean, the promo back and forth between the two of them was incredible, as you can imagine. Both of them just making great points. Mercedes, obviously the heel, and soaking it all in. And this is where she does her best work. And I'm glad that this is what's happening. I couldn't be more happy that this is how this is working out. She's not a babyface. That's not what she does.
No, why would she be?
It's like for a long time until now that, and I said this like while we were watching, until Brit found all of these people coming into AEW, and until Brit had that, like, I'm the first ever female signed to AEW, until she had that shtick, she wasn't a good babyface either. I want Britt Baker as a heel as well. Like, but now she can claim, like, I'm the OG of AEW, and that makes her a babyface.
Yeah.
But, I don't want good Brit. I want the Brit that was cheating, and then, that's fine.
Well, you can't have bad Brit versus bad Mercedes.
And that's what I'm saying. So good Brit, it worked out in the best way possible for everybody involved. And it should be a fun match either way. And I do believe that Mercedes is going to retain, but I don't know for certain. I could see Brit. I mean, she's got the double champ, so like it doesn't hurt her that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Brit could use some steam. I mean, it will be a very interesting night. And I also the TBS title is one of those where it's the backup title. I think they'll do whatever with it. It's not the world title. They don't look at it like that. So that's just
DMD.
Next, we had Chris Jericho doing what Chris Jericho does best, finding the newest talent and getting a match with him.
Pretty much, yeah.
As he fought Tom Billingsley Jr., Dynamite Kid Jr.?
Tom Billington Jr.
Billington Jr. Either way, great match. As far as, like, I think he has a lot of potential if they sign him. I want him to be careful, as we were talking about. I like, it's very interesting. And it's the same kind of idea of, and I'm just going to start this out with the first episode so we can rip Band-Aids off and everything. Same idea as David Benoit. I want you to wrestle like your dad, but I don't want you to wrestle like your dad either. I miss Dynamite Kid. I miss, the way Benoit worked, but like, it didn't end well for either of them. So maybe
that style just needs to be retired.
It needs to be retired, but there are other people that do, like I've talked about with Brian. Like, there are other people that do that type of style in a safer way, like a Gunther, there's a way to do it without using your head. Like, there's a whole other body without using up here, without using what you think. You can hit anywhere else, and it's not going to affect you that bad.
Well, Brian's about to retire, and he just finally admitted that he's the best wrestler in the world. I think he should be the last one to do that style.
Yeah, but like I said, Gunther's pretty similar to that. I mean, we have a Zack Sabre Jr. that's very similar. Like, there is a way to do the technical style, to do the hard-hitting style, to have the Benoit Kurt Angle matches without doing headshots and diving headbutts. Like, it's really just the diving headbutt. The diving headbutt, all three of them used. All three of them had issues with after.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do the diving headbutt.
Yeah.
There's no need for it.
Harley Race even is like, man, I'm sorry I made that move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the inventor of it's like, oh, no, don't do it.
But that match ended with, Hook coming out there to save Dynamite Jr. and setting up the match at All In. I think we've said this before on possibly the podcast. By the way, check out the Almighty Push if you want to check out, wrestling podcasts where we uplift, older wrestlers and such like that. But what is Hook missing? I feel like it's Mike.
Yeah, I guess, but like his character's like the strong silent type.
Yeah. Is it just the push that he's had? Like, have they just kind of cooled it off and stagnated it too much?
He needs to beat somebody big.
Yeah.
He needs to beat a big name.
Does Jericho do it? I don't feel like Jericho does it. Everybody beats Jericho.
Yeah.
So,
he's got to be like Joe or Kenny or something.
He's almost one that I wanted to see because I know there was a huge rumor that he was going to go to the Fed. I wanted to kind of see him go to WWE because I think that they might have been able to find whatever that is that's missing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there, though. Tony Storm had a really, really good TV match with Saraya. I mean,
Paige.
It's what you could expect. And just seeing, like you had mentioned, seeing Tony Storm's like 1920s style is just, it's hilarious. It is just, no one knows what to do or how to act. Or
nobody knows how to fight her because she fights from the 1920s. Nobody knows this style.
It's kind of great, though.
It's like, amazing.
And it works. And
it's so old that it's new.
It's fantastic. And just the character, there's just so much work there that's just perfect.
Yeah.
To a T.
She's one of the most amazing things on that show.
And she knows it, and there's a whole, and that's why I'm very happy that stuff like a Tony Storm, there's stuff like an MJF, like we're about to talk about. There are people that, like, yes, we can, people can bag on AEW, but there are certain things that, like, would not have happened if, like, there's no way Tony Storm does the timeless Tony era in WWE. No one's letting that happen.
You think she would
would spit on that and be like, the 1920s, get out of here.
You think she would have a catchphrase like "tits out"?
Yes.
And no, that can only exist in AEW.
So that's what makes me happy to be like, all right, there's a use here, there's good things here. But that Will and MJF promo, good God, I can't be more hyped for a match. I'm very happy, and this is, I've pitched this before as this is Rock and Austin. This is 100%. We're gonna see this for the world title at a big event with the My Way. With this is them doing their Intercontinental title run. That first time. This is that.
This was WrestleMania 15.
This, not even necessarily WrestleMania 15. I think this is Austin throwing the Intercontinental title in the river. Like, I think we're that young.
SummerSlam 97-ish.
Yeah, SummerSlam 97, where in like I said, 2 years, this is going to be a world title.
Yeah.
Just like this. And it's going to be fantastic. And, like, especially if they keep building Will the way they're building him. I mean, people can say whatever they want about a lot of things. Now that he's got a promo together, you can't hate the way the man works. Like, he's that perfect. Yes, he flips, but, like, there's purpose behind it. He has been told throughout time to, like, slow down, make it mean something. And it does now when he hits things. The hard hitting, it's a very reminder of, like, AJ Styles when he came back to TNA after going to Japan, of, like, AJ used to flip, but then it was that striking that just came out of nowhere where it made you more ruthless. It made you a little bit harder with it. Like, it's, and then MJF obviously leaning into the heel. It's just, especially after everybody has already, like, loved him as a babyface. Like we had said during his babyface run, this is what he was waiting for. He was waiting for this time to go back heel and being like, all I had to do to get you guys to cheer while he has to sit there and flip and work so hard is all I had to do. And you guys cheered and loved it. And it's like he gets to play on all of this now of, like, it's perfect. And there can't be. And the fact that he has, like, the Bret Hart thing of he gets to go to New York and people love him, and it's just such a polar opposite thing. It's hilarious. It's just, and I'm not even a New York person like that, but it's hilarious to see. After that they went into Claudio and Okada in a fantastic match as anyone can imagine. It's Okada and Claudio. I mean, it's incredible. It's his dream match all over the world. And then went to, like Farm had said, a time limit draw, as you do when you're a fantasy booker and you don't want anyone to lose.
No one's losing.
So Claudio could have lost this match. Claudio loses a lot of matches. Claudio loses all of the time and has lost all the time for the past 10 years.
So why didn't he lose this one?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to put Claudio over, okay. It would have been too predictable. But what are we setting up, like a longer match, like an Iron Man match or something, like a 60-minute match with him and Claudio, which, I mean, I'm down for. They need something for All Out in Chicago. Maybe that's what the setup is. I don't know.
Maybe Okada and Claudio end up going into a program together. And this was just like a small taste.
Dude.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, I did like the lead in with the Go ahead.
I mean, I'm saying, like, why else wouldn't there be a winner? Even, like, if it was an obvious winner. It seems like they're not done.
Tony Khan doesn't want to pick between his two favorite toys.
I mean, from a fan's perspective, no, that's from a 7-year-old
it's pretty obvious. I want them both to win. Double count out.
All right.
I never wanted Rock or Austin to lose either, all right?
Yeah, well, someone has to lose. No one's going to get over this way.
Well, that's not what Tony thinks. You know how they get over? They have the Bucks come out, and they say that they can't wrestle another 5 minutes because it's not in their contract. That was... I popped for that.
The only thing that's over after that is the show.
No, we had another bit. But yeah, no, that triple threat or that triple tag match was not. I don't know why we had to do the Elite versus FTR and Darby. That was kind of useless. I don't remember a single thing that happened in that match. I won't lie to you. I think that who lost?
Not the Elite.
Remember.
I tell you, it wasn't.
Who was with the Elite?
No,
because it was crew. FTR and Darby.
Your crew.
It was Jack Perry. Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. I think Jack Perry took the pin.
That sounds familiar.
Because I think he got Shatter Machined.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think he got Shatter Machined for the pin. I don't know. It was an unnecessary match. I don't know why we did it. And then it led into the last segment of the night with Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland in the final showdown. They built this up fantastic from both angles. I mean, Bryan Danielson promo style is... It hits every emotional chord when you hear him talk because you can see and feel the emotion out of him. Right. And that this is a genuine reaction. This is genuinely how he feels. This is his genuine love. And it's something that you feel throughout the screen. You feel the goosebumps. You feel that. And that last line, like you had said, of, him claiming for the first time, I believe ever, that he has stated, like, with that kind of confidence and not being a heel, but confidently saying as a babyface that I'm the best wrestler in the world.
Right.
Again, that it just sticks different than someone else doing it.
I'm recording right now. I'll be out there. Hold on.
I got one question. Will we click your stick like I did to me too? Okay.
All good. It happens.
No.
I'm almost done anyway. But it's a different feeling. It's a different vibe when he kind of says those kind of things. And it's going to be an interesting kind of match on Sunday to see kind of where it lays. Are we setting up for the finish of his career? Are we setting up for something even bigger? Like, what are we doing? Because Wrestle Dream in Seattle seems like a waste if you don't have Swerve and Bryan, the two people from their main event. Like, that seems like that's an easy setup.
Right.
Especially if you have Bryan win here and then set up some sort of maybe specialty match. I don't know. I don't know if there's a time limit draw here. Maybe go that route. Even though we've done it on so many shows, maybe do the 60-minute draw here, and then like we can't end Brian's career on a draw kind of idea.
No, Brian's got to win.
I think it win, but I also could see him putting over Swerve and being done. So it's going to be an interesting night, and there's so much build up here that I could see either happening at this point.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we are about like 50 minutes in, and I appreciate anybody that is watching and anybody that comes out here. Please let us know any segments, anything that you want to hear us talk about. We are going to be looking into, like I said, a retro video series going forward. We're also going to be looking into some MMA content. We're going to be looking into, some of our usual content as far as the Almighty Push, possibly putting that up here, as well as our gaming content. And maybe even some live streaming content of hopefully, some TNA pay-per-views down the line, or some Ring of Honor, or some different stuff on YouTube that we can, be with the people and have live reactions and stuff like that.
Yes, within YouTube's guidelines.
Yes, within YouTube's guidelines. But with that being said, last little plugs ahead. We are also a part of the Society of Streamers Discord, a place where we kind of come hang out, where we watch all of these said wrestling events. If you are trying to, come hang out, enjoy some wrestling, game, just, grow yourself as a streamer, as a platform, we're there for you guys. My name is SOS_RAMPAG3ZZ. I definitely read that off the screen, which is wonderful to be able to do. I'm just throwing that out there. And that is on YouTube, on Twitch, on Discord, on Twitter, on all the X, whatever you want to call that, X, that's the one. And we also do the Almighty Push, like I said, that we will be introducing, might call it season 2, or we might just be introducing the next episode, which will be on Brian Kendrick, aka Spanky. And we will also, in those other retro videos, be covering the 95 or 96 Raw Nitro. 95? Is it?
We're in 95 right now.
Okay, so we're covering September 95 Nitro and Raw, and that also goes to pay-per-views as well. So let my mans get his last little plugs in there.
And I am SOS Farm, spelled like that, or not spelled like that. But that's how you spell it. Sometimes it has a dash, sometimes it doesn't. Figure it out. If it looks like that, it's probably me.
Find me.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah, find me or don't. I'll be around. If you find him, I'm trying to point in your screen. If you find him, you find me.
Okay. So I appreciate you all for joining, and yeah, we'll see you.
Also, don't find me.
Okay. Well, you heard the man. Don't find him. Find me, though. Please find me. How else would you find me? You would find me from the YouTube that I pitched. Why would I pitch my own YouTube on here? I just need to be done. All right. All right. Goodbye.
Fuck it.